Alright, folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga, and I am coming at you with World of Warships. This is the Isokaze gameplay that I promised. I'm recording this at like nearly 1 o'clock in the morning because I just got word that they're going to patch the client tonight. So when they do that, this replay will no longer work. So I need to get this in, and I need to get this done now. So I am in my Isokaze Japanese Navy destroyer. This is a tier 6 match, pretty much. Basically, a tier match means the highest tier ship in the game defines what tier it is, and the highest tier ship in the game is tier 6. The sides are actually fairly even. They do have one stronger battleship, but we've also got a tier 5 and a tier 4 versus their tier 4 and tier 3. And a tier 6 Cleveland is more than a match in most cases for a tier 3 Kawachi. And then the rest just, they kind of line up pretty decently. Um, but you're going to see, despite the evenness of this, things do not go well. Most of the action happens at the towards the end, so there's not going to be too much in the beginning. So I'm just capping off the B section here. This is domination, and domination is just like any other domination, but with a twist. Capture points, as you can see here. Once you capture points, you start generating points. First team to 1,000 points wins. Different dominations have different point values. This is a 4-point domination, so it's 2 points per area held per however many seconds. The twist in the game, though, is this. For every ship you lose points. As you might have seen in the very beginning, if you go back and look, each ship is assigned a value. Aircraft carriers are the highest value at 60 points. Um, Keep that in mind because that's very important. So, if we lose our aircraft carrier, we lose 60 points, and the other team gains 60 points. I think battleships are 40 points, I think they're around 40 points. Cruisers are worth, I think, 30 points, and destroyers are 20 points, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. So what you saw me do there was launch torpedoes down the middle of the two big islands. It is not uncommon for, especially somebody that's new, to come down the channel between the two islands. So launching some torps down there can net you a lucky random kill from time to time. Now I have my speed boost in because I want to get over the other side as quickly as possible. I want to help cap A. I want to keep our team in this because, as you can see, the enemy team's about to cap D and go up on us. So I squeeze between this New York and the landmass there. And up in the distance, you can see a very unfortunate Kawachi. If you take a look at the map down in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the entire enemy team, except for this one Kawachi, went to D. Now, this is bad for the Kawachi, but it's actually good for the team because, as per normal, what most teams do is one team, they split up, some go left, some go right, try and control both. By capping C and sending so many to D, they have overwhelming numbers. And as you can see, we just lost a cruiser. They have overwhelming numbers versus the ships that are down in that area around D. So, things are not looking well for my team already. Yeah, my team over here, we have a free run around the island, but that doesn't mean much if half my team gets wiped out before we can get to sea. So, what can you do? Just keep trying. Somebody says there's a destroyer nearby. DD in the game means destroyer. I'm pretty sure they're talking over by the D area where the rest of the fucking team is. Like I said, this poor Koachi, he's got half the enemy team chasing him right now, and he's only a Koachi. And he's got a Cleveland, a Furitaka, a Kuma, a New York, and an Isokaze bearing down on him. He has no hope of outrunning us. And right there, you see an enemy Phoenix. that Phoenix is AFK for the moment. Won't be after he gets hit. At least a few times. Now, I want to close in and launch Torps on this Phoenix. I really do. He's AFK. I'm not proud. I'll take an AFK kill. But then the Kawachi appears coming around the island, and... Oh, well... Now, I didn't realize I kept the Phoenix targeted while looking at the Kawachi. So I actually judge these Torps on my own. It's not the first time I've done it. It's not too difficult to do. I don't get as many hits as I would hope, but I still get Torps at least pretty close to ships in the areas and whatnot. So as you can see, this Kawachi, he's just getting hammered. So you can see me at this point. Really doesn't matter. Even if I didn't launch Torps, this Kawachi's dead. There we go. And this Phoenix is getting hit, and this Phoenix is now on the move. It's realizing, oh shit, I'm getting hit. As you can see by the gray indicator moving, that Phoenix is definitely there, and it's actually fighting back, but I don't get it with Torps despite what I did there. They either sink it first or he goes the other way, and I think he goes the other way considering if he turned towards, yeah, you can look at the minimap, he's going the other way. If he turned towards my team, well, just making it very easy uh, for my team to kill him. Now, if you take a look at the two sides here, my team is down pretty big. We've only got 2 of their ships, and they got 5 of ours. Now, we do get the Phoenix, which helps, because it brings us back 1, but it's still not a good situation. We've already lost 2 of our battleships. They haven't lost any of their battleships. They also have the majority of their cruisers. They've only lost 1 cruiser, and they still have their destroyer, or at least one of the destroyers, and their good destroyer too. It's the Isokaze, which is getting nerfed pretty hard and is not going to be nearly as powerful as it was when it started. Now I want you to look at the map down in the right hand corner again, and you see where it says Inde, INDE. That's our carrier. Our carrier, seeing the enemy team coming all from that direction, did the really, really, really smart thing and came up and around the side of the map. A lot of carrier pilots don't do this. A lot of carrier pilots will just sit in one spot, or they'll like kind of go around the bottom of the map a little bit. They get so into their planes that they forget to look where they're going or what's around them. They forget to check their minimap, and they end up, well, getting killed. I was going to engage these planes, but it actually would have been a bad idea to give him my position away to that Murmansky up there, which is a premium Russian cruiser. And that cruiser would have eaten me alive. Easily dodged torpedoes here. I think those may have been from a torpedo plane. As you can see here, those torpedo planes are running, doing another run. This Furutaka does not really see that. Torpedoes in the water, and he's going to eat 2 of them. Not enough to kill him, but pretty close. Sadly, I got detected by the planes just as the Murmansky came around the corner. That's bad news for me because it means that he turns. So torpedoes going by, they don't bother me at all. Pardon me while I yawn. Like I said, it is about 1 o'clock in the morning. Usually I'm asleep by now. Get detected again, and again, that's bad because it means the Murmansky probably can guess that I've launched torpedoes trying to catch him coming around the island. So that is a New Mexico over there. That is their Tier 6 big battleship. And he's not the biggest danger to me personally, as that Kuma there, after flipping, helping flip C, goes on a suicidal run up the canal, and it is suicidal. But that New Mexico is a threat. The bigger threat is actually, despite the health he's on, the Murmansky. It really is dangerous to me, more dangerous than this battleship. So I want to launch on this New Mexico. I know he's headed toward us. I even zoom in to check, and yep, that's his bow coming this way. So I take a big risk by allowing myself to be detected at this point. And, well, there's the Murmansky. He's actually backing up to get at me, I think, or he may be backing up for others. So I try to horn in the New Mexico by launching a couple spreads where it should be, and then launching another spread where I'd hope he'd turn, because I hoped he'd turn out, but instead he turned in, which is surprising considering he's headed for landmass, and my torpedoes sadly just miss. And this Murmansky is very low health, but it's still incredibly dangerous to me. And sadly, we just lost our Cleveland. Look at the scores right now. We're down about 200 points. It's only the Kuma, myself, our New York, which is somewhere on the other side of the map, and our aircraft carrier. Launched torps, and I realize the New Mexico is firing at me. I'm not overly concerned about him firing at me because he's firing armor piercing. And there's a Wyoming. I'm not sure what happens to this Wyoming. It must be our carrier took it out because I sure as hell didn't. So our carrier must have gotten that Wyoming. As you can see there, I get hit, a little bit by the New Mexico. Not too much damage. And he's going to take another volley at me. There it is. Again, moderate damage, but nothing too severe. He's using armor piercing, so it's pretty much passing through me. It's not hurting me all that much at all. He should be using high explosive. Considering what's in the area, he should only be using high explosive. The only things that are really around, oh wait, there's our New York. It is with us. I just never saw it behind us. So maybe he's concerned about the New York, and that's probably what sinks the Wyoming. But considering that the carrier's here and I'm here, he should be using high explosive right now. I decide to launch one salvo of torpedoes at the Murmansky while I come around because I know our carrier's in trouble. Now keep in mind, if they sink that carrier, they get 60 points. The first team to 1,000 wins. If they get 60 points right now, plus the fact that they're flipping the C point, that would pretty much give them the win if that carrier dies.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
The Cleveland is near dead, but it's still the bigger threat to the carrier as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not within range of it. So the only thing I can do is go for the New Mexico. And again, I want to try and shoehorn the New Mexico where it is. By launching torpedoes at it, maybe it'll turn in towards me, thinking I'm coming around the other way, and I can hit it with torps again. He sees the torps coming. He turns to avoid the outer set and turns to the inner set and gives me the kill. And that pulls us back from the brink of losing. But that carrier is still in trouble. But again, I'm not close enough, and a Kawachi just came around the corner. Now, as you can see, that Cleveland's almost dead. It's dying to the carrier's secondary guns. And this Kawachi, had he turned and looked, had he turned and saw me and started maneuvering and turned his guns towards me, probably could have helped win this game right here, as they are still at 900 points. And the problem here is he's strictly focused on the carrier. He's going for the carrier, to which he sees my torpedoes way too late. And he ends up going down, and suddenly fortunes change. I got the Kawachi, the New York just killed the Wyoming, and we're ahead. But Plot twist: a Kuma. I'm not talking Street Fighter. Comes to the corner and he's close to me. He has torpedoes and he can wreck me with his guns. So I open up on him with torps, and those were really panic torps. I just chose what I felt would be random places to hit him, and I launched him off, and bam, I got him. Our score is high enough now, plus I'm flipping the C point. They've got their carrier, a Cleveland, and their very damaged Murmansky down by the D. They can't get back here in time to stop this cap or to sink something. That Independence, by the way, as I believe I can take control of the camera. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. And I need to pause the video here because we're gonna win soon. And if the game goes to that point, it's going to crash my computer. Look at how little health that Independence lived on. And he killed that Cleveland on his own, probably with his secondary guns. Uh, Man, if that Independence went down, we probably would have lost. Even if everything that happened managed to happen, they'd still have an additional 60 points on their thing. So the game would be much, much closer, and that Murmansky would probably be able to get back. We'd be harassed by their carrier. I don't know. It could have gone either way. But thanks to the enemy not being particularly intelligent in two instances, and the Independents somehow managing to live, the New York taking out the Wyoming in a one-on-one duel at the upper area of the map, and the Murmansky running away on low health. That really helped us. I mean, that's really all the factors. A lot of stuff had to go right for us to win. At one point, we were down 5, 6 kills. A lot of things had to go right. So the Wyoming went toe to toe with the New York and lost. It's the New York's a tier higher than the Wyoming, so it's not really a surprise. If the Wyoming had kept going and helped the Cleveland take out the carrier, things may have been different. Even if the Wyoming still sank to the New York, the carrier would have been gone and they probably would have won. But the Wyoming decided to go mano a mano with the New York and headed up into the corner of the map. The Cleveland sinking either to torpedo damage, fire, or the secondary guns of the Independents, whichever ones it was, um, that was huge. Had the Cleveland actually fought further away, they might have sank the carrier and been able to win. Me getting lucky torps, and they were lucky on the New Mexico because it was not what I was planning, where he turned to avoid one set of torps and ended up turning into the other, and it was enough to kill him, really helped pull things back as well. Then the Kawachi coming through the canal, tunnel visioning on the Independence. Did not know what was going on until my torps were already on top of him. Had he looked and saw me, he could have maneuvered and avoided the torpedoes, and he could have gone for me and probably have still won the match that way. But he didn't. He tunnel visioned. And then the Kuma coming through the canal was actually bad. The Kuma coming through the canal was actually bad. It could have been bad for me. As you could see, I survived with about a quarter of my health left only. But he didn't get his torpedoes off on me. If he did, at that range, I wouldn't have been able to dodge him. He was not at an angle to launch his torpedoes on me. I was at an angle to launch torpedoes on him. And I think out of the 6 torpedoes I launched, only one of them was angled correctly to get him. But thankfully, he was on low health. Plus, he was a Kuma, which meant he didn't have a lot of health and armor to begin with. And it ended up taking him out and pushing us too far ahead for the enemy to get. So, as I'm going to slow down the game pace here real quick, just so I can bring up the tab here. So as you can see, I've got 4 kills versus the New York's one, the Independence one, Furataka one, Akuma one, and the Nicholas one. So one, two, three, four, five. Out of all the kills on our team got one more kill than I did. So that was pretty bad uh, overall, but it turned out good in the end. So two base captures, two assist captures, seven torpedo hits, sinking four ships, causing six floodings. I got six shell hits. I did set one fire, and I did do one critical damage strike. So I know I'm babbling on here at the end, but man, I really wish I captured my score screen because it was pretty damn impressive. And I'd love to send this gameplay off to Jingles and hope that he'd use it. But without the score screen, it really doesn't matter. Plus, the new patch is coming out. So real quick, now that the new patch is coming out, I will start trying to bring you more World of Warship content. Some gameplays, not a whole lot to start, but mostly breaking down the tiers again, and I want to do it differently than what I did. I want to do it like I did with Euro Truck, a little bit more separate, a little less biased towards the ships that I like versus the ships that I didn't, because I think that caused me to praise a little bit too much on one end and take away a little too much on the other. Plus, I want to make the videos shorter, so I want to do the tiers in a different format and a little bit more separately. Um, I also want to go over some of the buffs and nerfs as I do the tiers, so that you know things are changing. Like the Minakaze is not going to be as strong. The Wataki is actually going to be a bit better. Destroyers are getting interesting buffs. Um, Cruisers are getting different things. It's really, really interesting the things that are changing. So I'm really excited and really looking forward to it, and I'm hoping to bring that to you starting sometime this week soon. TM. So until next time, folks, this is going to be One Big Bug. I'm going to be signing out. I'll see you then.